Welcome to RCR Wireless News. I'm Martha DeGrasse. I'm here at HetNet Expo with John Bramfeld from ADRF. John, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm looking at your solutions here and I'm seeing that you support carrier DAS and neutral host, and I'm wondering if you're seeing any trends right now with more neutral host DAS.
Yeah, so I would say that fundamentally the amount of neutral host DAS being deployed is the same as it's been for a while, with the same amount of trajectory. It's increasing. The way it's being rolled out is somewhat different. We're seeing that the consortium model is really reserved for worst case scenario only. The carriers do not like going that route. And more often they're deploying neutral host, but going it alone. They're not waiting on partners to agree, or they're not waiting for any of that coordination. Sprint and Verizon, they're right now particularly very anxious to get some of their spectrum and some of their network built out, and they're putting out neutral hosts, but it is completely Verizon, Sprint, and the respectives funded.
Okay, great. What about any promising verticals? Is anything standing out right now?
Right now, I think healthcare is the most promising. It's more than promising. It's really increasing very much year over year. The complexities that they have to deal with in terms of the RF environment, and the necessity of good coverage, good data, Wi-Fi, all of those things in and around the ER and the surgery centers is very critical. And at the same time, they're also being pressured to at least make allowances for public safety, and in some cases deploy public safety along with it. I think one of the big changes there is that more and more they are funding this themselves, which is a big change.
And do you think that's specific to healthcare, or are you seeing that elsewhere as well?
Well, I mean, the enterprise alone is really blowing up too. One of the things that's been kind of a fundamental shift over the last 5 years is where in-building was driven primarily by the operators, with operator money and operator governance and direction. More and more developers and people with buildings are starting to view RF in the same way they view their electrical or their plumbing or their HVAC. It's not something they build a building and expect it to work and call up AT&T when it doesn't. More and more often now it's a part of the plan. It's a part of their RFP to build a building, which is really nice, because for a long time it was unheard of to a true greenfield deployment where, the RF paths and the cableways had all been pre-planned, and it's nice that that's happening now.
Now, a lot of RF engineers are interested in working on DAS deployments. Can you give us a little information about what you look for on a resume?
Sure. So ADRF values diversity of experience in a big way. For instance, myself, I did not start off in telecom at an OEM. I was on the services side. And as such, with the engineers, they're also looking for that diversity of experience, whether it's a school that they attended, the level of IB wave training they have, their experience in and around RF, and they look beyond that as well. The engineer that I work most frequently with, he's a physics degree, worked at Argonne National Laboratory on nothing related to RF, but he was interested in IB wave and got himself certified, and he's been outstanding. He's intellectually curious, and that's the kind of thing we look for. We like cultivating a lot of that in-house. We believe our equipment deserves a high level of engineering, and we like cultivating that internally.
All right, thank you. John Bramfeld, ADRF. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.